Why are you here? You're here to outwork. You're here to outtrain. You're here to win.
You want
No,
the
you're
mop
perfect.
for a prop? You want me to keep
No, I'll do it.
Here with Coach Lauter after PA State Preps. Tell me a little bit about your team's performance today.
We did well. I'm really excited. We have a really young team. We're continuing to get better. They're making improvements. We saw, I think now 4 freshmen in the finals.
Yeah.
So we have 10 freshmen on the team, but we also have good senior leadership. 2 seniors went down with injuries, obviously, and some freshmen stepped right up in their place. And then the other guy stepped up that needed to do, like Dalton. Huge weekend, great tournament. He did extremely well. One outstanding wrestler at a tournament like this is no slouch. So I'm really proud of the guys. They worked hard. They're continuing to work hard, and we're going to keep getting better.
Any adjustments on your part? Graduate some senior leadership?
Yeah, I mean, what we're trying to do is take the young kids and continue to develop them.
Yeah.
I think it starts with getting in more off-season stuff with freestyle, getting into Greco, getting in the room, trying to train, get a lot stronger. I mean, that's a real big emphasis because we are so young. A lot of them are still not fully developed and growing into their bodies. And I think, within a year or two, those kids are going to be right where, the senior leadership, juniors, they're going to separate in the lineup and perform. And they're already doing that as freshmen. So it'll be good to see them 2 years from now, even maturing more past that.
Absolutely. Long season. Pretty tough schedule.
Yeah.
Right? You guys have...
We have a really tough schedule. So, this year we amped it up a little bit, went to a couple different tournaments. Weren't expecting some of the things that we had, but it was a good, hard schedule. I think we'll probably readjust a couple things next year, but it helps get the kids ready for big matches,
Yeah.
You see them, they're in shape, they're finishing matches, there's no one dying, gassing out. I mean, they're hard-nosed matches that are pushing each other.
The thing I noticed is that, all right, tough schedule, but no one seemed like that. I mean, Harkins was clearly wrestling his best at the end of the season.
Correct. So that's the whole point of going through the grind is to get you ready for the matches when you need it the most, that they're in shape, he's not huffing and puffing, he can finish out matches.
Have you ever thought about this, like coaches have like an arc to them? Where do you think that you are and the program
Right now, we're probably, we're not plateaued. I mean, we're not at the top by any means. We're gaining momentum. We're a program that's a lot of kids that have developed through our program and are going to continue to keep coming up through the program. But we're continuing to climb. I mean, we're limited with what we have to some extent. We're not a boarding school. We don't have kids that are coming from other states. You have to be around from here. Don't get me wrong. We have some kids that are traveling quite a distance to get here, which is nice, and they're making a huge commitment. But I think we're still going up. I don't think that we've reached a pinnacle or a peak yet at all.
Now you got a youth program that's one of the best in the areas. Tell me a little bit. I mean, you can talk about that program, but how many kids come through that program and end up coming here? So we try
pretty much. It's not as easy as everybody thinks. You can just take whoever you want. I mean, if that was the case, we'd already be peaking. But we've had some really good kids. Our administration's great, helping us get in. I've got some good people helping me run the youth program. Good coaches that are helping me run the youth program, alternating. I think it starts with the top always. The people that are helping start it, and the parents that buy in. I mean, the families that are buying in, being part of what we're trying to create. I think it's a culture. You build that culture in the youth, and you build it in the middle school. We have a really strong middle school program right now, even at the school itself. And, we're going to be moving up 5-6 kids that are in 8th grade already here into our lineup next year. So, but it all starts with the youth. I mean, it all starts with those kids. Our youth program has done very well, and it starts with, just good families buying in, the people helping organizing, running everything from day one. It's a lot of work. People don't realize how much work it is, and it's a lot of people. And it's not just me. I got a lot of people that help me, and it's taken some time to continue to grow. But even the youth program, I mean, we're growing. Like as big as we've already are, we're still growing. And our facilities are top notch, and the school's helped with that. And I think it's an all-around buy-in from every aspect: the school, the administration, the parents, families involved, the youth club, the middle school. It's all one big family trying to work to get better. That's kind of our motto. You'll see it sometimes, like our family will beat your team. So, it's one of those things. We like it.
That's nice. How long have you been here?
This is my 6 years as head coach, and then I was here for 6 years before that as an assistant. And then I graduated here in '98.
Is this how you saw it all playing out when you were younger?
No, not at all. I did want to give back. I mean, most people don't know the background of like how it started, and somebody gave my brother and I an opportunity to be here.
Yeah.
And so I always wanted to give back. Todd Brennan, who's my one assistant, helped me start the club back in the day, and it was always our goal to be able to give back to something, Malvern, that gave us something.
Yeah.
So if you keep preaching that, giving back, I mean, that's what you see. I mean, you see it running events like this year in and year out, all the tournaments with the youth. It's, parents giving back and helping with the kids, and that's what it's all about. Growing the sport of wrestling, really.
Absolutely. How old are you?
I am 38.
Any advice you'd give yourself, was it 6 years ago when you first became the head coach?
Yeah, I think nowadays, a lot of times in sports and everything else, you see people are too easy to give up and be like, it's hard, I don't want to do it, it's going to take too much time. I think if you put the effort in and grind it out and hard work ethic to make it work, you can finish it and do what you need to do.
Have you changed as far as your appreciation of the sport as you've grown up, because you grew up through the sport? I have.
I love the sport, obviously. I love the school more so than anything.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here, is because what the school gave me an opportunity to be here, and I think the school itself made me into the person that I am. And then now I'm trying to create kids, like not an army of wrestlers, more like kids that want to give back, and like all around good kids. It's not just wrestling. I think there's so much that Malvern has to offer, and that's why I want kids to have the same opportunity that I have. Like, go through the youth, have good people that are in place, and then move up through the middle school, get to the high school, and turn into people that are coming back like me and other alumni like Ricky and Mason, and kids that were people that were involved in the program, that want to give back. I'm lucky. I have great assistant coaches and great people helping me run every aspect of it.
You love the school. Is this your last stop?
Oh yeah, I'm not going there.
Yeah,
I would never
going to
leave.
move on to the college level?
No, I would never.
No.
I'll stay here. I have no desire to go. As of right now, I have no desire to go anywhere.
Okay.
I'm local. I have young kids. My schedule is great. I got a good support system at home. So it's good to have that. That gives me the ability to be here and coach. And it's not something I'm looking at, to be honest with you, at all.
Anything you would do to improve the sport of wrestling to make it more?
Yeah, I think they need to do more like freestyle, more off season, make it more fun. We're doing a lot with our club. Like, instead of doing tournaments, doing clinics, doing Friday Night Lives. To me, that's what I've always heard helps kids, or at least some of the philosophy that I believe in. And we're trying to push that onto our youth club. Just doing, not overdoing it, but at the same time, you got to be active. If you want to be successful, you got to be active. And I think doing the freestyle, doing the Olympic styles will help grow the sport. The numbers are there. If we keep promoting that, it'll happen.
Got it. I know you got to get back to mopping.
Yeah.
Anybody on the team that you want to talk about? We only talked about Harkins, really. But
No, you know what? I don't like to single guys out.
Okay.
I usually talk about my team as a whole.
Okay.
I think they're all a bunch of great kids. They're all worked hard. The seniors have been really special to me. I have a great group of seniors this year who've been with me for a long time. It's always hard to see them go, but it's nice to see how young we are, and there's young guys ready to step in and fill in the next couple of years.
I'm sorry, I got one more question.
Sure.
Social media has been blowing up, and I don't really pay attention to any social media, but
Sure.
public versus private schools and competitions. Any thoughts on this?
I'm very in favor of building the sport, and I think the way you build the sport is having kids be active. Being in the publics, I think they limit the kids by how many weigh-ins they have, what tournaments, whereas I can take kids to multiple tournaments, one team here, one team there.
Yeah.
That kids want to wrestle. They want to be on the mat. They don't want to be, just 14 kids going to a tournament. So I love our schedule because it gives me flexibility to take two teams somewhere and get more kids wrestling. So however I can get more kids out on the mat and wrestling and help build the sport, I'm for. I think sometimes public gets a little bit, they want to dominate where kids can go and what weigh-ins they can have, and sometimes that can hinder the backups and the other kids from doing it, especially in today's, kids are all one sport. I wish more kids would do multiple sports, and do one sport, but it's tough because it's, every sport's going one sport, and it's hard to keep up with kids that are doing one sport.
You catch up ultimately.
Yeah, they will.
NFL football players, Olympians, they all played.
Correct.
3 sports
100%.
through. Anyway.
That's why I say it's good to play other sports and stay active.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, thanks for the time.
No
Anything
problem.
else you want to say for Malvern?
What'd you say?
Anything else you want to close with?
No, that's
Malvern?
good. Thank you very much.
Thanks.